Allegations at a high school in Frederick County, Maryland. Authorities say 5 students have been charged in connection with assaulting a classmate inside the boys' locker room. And some of the students at Brunswick High School allegedly were involved in a second incident. Joining us now to talk more about this investigation is Frederick County Sheriff Chuck Jenkins. Thank you so much for joining me, Sheriff.
You're welcome.
So, Sheriff, can you provide an update first on the student who was involved in this, their condition?
The student is fine. The family, as far as I know, everything's fine within the family. The student is physically fine. Where it goes from here, as far as how the student is going to return to school, I guess, is yet to be determined. I guess he's back in school. I don't know.
Okay. And this attack involved student athletes. You say it goes well beyond hazing. You and I were discussing this offline. What can you share about what happened in that locker room?
It was an actual assault, considered a 4th-degree sexual offense. It was several athletes held down another student in the locker room and tried to, I guess they took a rubber penis sexual device and tried to penetrate him through his clothes, and then they rolled him over and tried to penetrate in his mouth.
Wow, I can understand why this is so traumatizing for the family of that child who experienced this. What can you tell us in terms about how you came to learn about this and the possibility that this may not be the first time it happened?
I'm pretty confident that the investigators flushed out that there was only 2 incidents involved. When we got the initial report on April 11th, we started the investigation and soon learned there was a second incident that had happened on April the 3rd prior to that. So very thorough investigation flushed everything out. We believe it was only 2 incidents. We don't believe it happened prior to that.
Now, was it the victim who came forward to report this, or was there another bystander who witnessed this and reported it?
Reports came from staff, as far as I know. School staff.
So was a staff member also a witness to this?
That I don't know. I don't believe so, but I'm not sure about that.
What happens next with an investigation like this? Are the students out of school?
I can't answer that. I don't know. I don't know what the disciplinary action was in the school. That's their decision. We decided the criminal charges in consult with the state's attorney's office, and that's pretty much where we ended everything. So what the school is going to do as far as discipline is up to the school. That's an administrative decision.
Have you seen anything like this before?
Never before. These students made a really bad decision, bad judgment. They're young men. They should have known better. And I'll even say as much as my concern is, where were the coaches? When I was in high school, played sports, coaches were always in the locker rooms prior to the games, after the games, to make sure everybody showered up, got cleaned up, and left safely. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what went on in the locker room, but certainly maybe a lack of supervision is the best way to describe it.
What do we know about a motive? Because this sounds like, there were props involved, that this took some pre-planning.
I don't know what the motive was. Maybe these students, these young men, you might say, thought this was a hazing or maybe in their minds a practical joke, but it went well beyond that.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining me, Sheriff, for walking us through what we know so far on this case. Sheriff Jenkins, thank you.